Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's continue our delve into Capcom Arcade Stadium. And oh boy, the next game we're looking at is 1942. Yeah, so I was first exposed in 1942 at this convenience store that was up the street. I was right across the street from my elementary school. So that's the first time I ever played it. Of course, I really liked it. With the exception of the whistle music, which is the only music you will ever hear in this game, is the whistle music, and then the opening the opening level chime and the ending level chime, and I don't think that music changes. No matter how far you get into the game, it is the same goddamn song all the way through. I mean, it's sort of catchy, but the fact that it's just a whistle and what I think is a snare, or supposed to sound like a snare drum, yeah, it's absolutely infuriating. So, yeah, I'll try to turn down the sound of that music. Also, bear in mind that this is a game that that loops. So as soon as you get through all of the stages, then it will just loop back to the beginning stage, except even harder. So we'll try to play through until we hit that first loop. As always, you can set your frames. I mean, I think the only thing that really disappoints me about the frame itself is that these are sort of generic frames, and not the frame that was necessarily commonly attached with the game cabinet. So I thought we'd get like more custom cabinets, but yeah, it is what it is. Again, same filter options, no filter, scan lines, simple bilinear, well, I think that's more like a trilinear filter, and then scan lines, screen distortion to match the curve of a CRT, and then various thicknesses of scan lines as well. Screen orientation is if you're flipping your system, your physical system or your physical TV, and then display orientation, which flips the image, or rotates the image, I should say, and leaves your controls to match the orientation of your controller. Right. So this is one of those games that could potentially benefit from making it a side-scrolling shooter, but I think, and I'm included in this crowd too, I think having the HUD be flipped too, it makes it so that it doesn't feel like a horizontal scrolling shooter. If they could have got the HUD rotated, then I think this would have been a better feature, but as it is, if you're like me, you'll still be kind of craning your head every time you play, so we'll just leave it at its default, with the pillar boxes on the side. I think I also need to change the controls, but I don't change the controls here, which is a little weird. You have to start the game to change the controls. Okay, so we want rapid shot here. Our aerial loop should be B. And that's it. It's just shoot and loop. The loop being, a way to avoid fire, but its usefulness is, suspect, right? The funny thing is that I feel that this game is better than the sequel, 1943. But it is not as good as the following games after that. So the immediate sequel to this, which is the game that's offered to you when you first download Capcom Arcade Stadium, and then you can get the download code for Ghouls and Ghosts. So you can get 2 games when you get this if you just get the free edition, and then you can buy individual games or packs of games as well. Yeah, the sequel, which is not as good as the one that you get. And Ghouls and Ghosts you do get, which is an excellent game. So, yeah, get really used to this song. This is it. Yeah. Oh, son of a bitch! What I think is really unusual is that this, you know, the hardware is perfectly capable of making making background music. So it's not like the hardware couldn't handle creating music. They just didn't do it for whatever reason. Yeah, it's definitely a challenging game. Oh, that's right. I was going to. Wait, where's the sound settings? Why aren't all the settings on the same screen? God, that's really. It's weird. I can change the display. I can look at the game manual. I can change the controller. I can't change the sound levels. You know what? Whatever. This game also saw release on the home consoles of the time as well, so there was a version of this on the regular Nintendo, which I think is really good. I think it matches the arcade pretty well. So folks who were playing at home, you know, they weren't really missing out on much. They had basically the same game available to them. I wouldn't say it's necessarily like a perfect arcade port, but it is close enough where I think most people would be satisfied if they bought it, if they were a fan of the game. Yeah, it's definitely a challenging game. I mean, you're going to lose a couple lives at least. So... yeah, not a lot of variety in the backgrounds, although you do see different things other than just the blue ocean. So it's not just this, thankfully. And it's just a matter of memorizing the patterns of the ships in order to, you know, get the you know, the maximum number of points, get the highest degree of completion. I don't remember if this is a game where you can continue. If it isn't, then the next time we play, we'll start using some save states. I don't know if a game like this justifies using the rewind feature. I guess we'll find out. Find out how tempted I am to use it. So far, every single game that we played, I have used that rewind feature. Because all the games have been so, like, ridiculously hard. I don't think this is one of those games, but I really don't recall much about it from playing the arcade game, you know, so many years ago. You know, and I was super young, so I wasn't a lot of big concepts I didn't really understand in games, which I think is why I like shmups so much, because they're very, very straightforward, you know. And they still require like a large degree of skill, you know, both in memorization and in reaction, you know, your hand-eye coordination. So I think a lot of games nowadays they just rely on just memorization. And, you know, we've kind of gotten away from the real strict timing and requirements for hand-eye coordination, which I think is actually good, because these games are unusually difficult. And going back to play them as a modern audience, I mean, difficulty is not necessarily the mark of a game that's well designed. It can be. It's not a detriment if a game is you know, fairly difficult, but it is also not the definition of a good game, right? Whether it's difficult or not. So sometimes these games are difficult, but they're not like particularly engaging. you had. Oh god damn it! Oh, such happy music. About one of the darkest periods in world history. Ah, we can't continue. Okay, well, I'm okay with that. Continue game. Push and hold fire button, then push start button for... Ah, okay. Oh yeah, we have the 2 buttons, huh? We're getting fancy around here. I know, it's taking this long just to even get the ability to use the plane options. You know, they can get destroyed individually too, which is sort of a bummer, but... No. Yeah. Oh, it's my habit of hitting that button. Try to curl my forefinger underneath the controller, although that's a little bit less comfortable to do it that way. Oh, son of a bitch. Damn. I'm not paying attention. It's one of those games that it requires a lot of focus for being as simple as it is. It's just like there's like so much going on at the same time. You know, without resorting to being a bullet hell, which obviously during this time in gaming, the bullet hell really wasn't a thing. Very short-lived use of options. Let's just save just in case. No, power might go out. Still in the middle of winter here, and we have heavy snow and rainstorms. And, I'm not lucky enough to have a generator. Although, a generator is not infinite power. You still need to have fuel. Only lasts so long. Yeah, and I think this was a big hit for Capcom. They made a ton of money off of this game. And arcade owners were happy too, because the games were, you didn't necessarily last a long time playing the game, so they could get that quick turnaround for new players. But then, if you were a player that had memorized a lot, then you could potentially last for quite a while playing the game. In fact, I think this is one of the few arcade games, especially during this era, where you could, I think you could reasonably get through all 32 loops, all 32 stages, with one credit or even just with one life. I think it's something that's in this distinct possibility. Maybe not on the harder difficulty, but on the easy and normal, I think it's still possible for somebody that's not superhuman to do it. I can't remember how far I got. Maybe to stage 12, I think. I think that's the lowest number I remember playing. Yeah, we finally see something other than the ocean. It took a while. Ugh. As soon as you gotta power up and die. Oh, well, yeah, oh, okay. I wasn't expecting that at all. Whoa, you just like stop paying attention for just a minute, and, or less than a minute, and this game will kill you. Get back to the pea shooter. Yeah, it's funny. This game did really take the whole idea of you know, Galaxian, you know, to like another level, right? Because essentially, really, every game, every, you know, top-down shooter is just like an evolution of Space Invaders, and then, you know, Galaga was like, and Galaxian were like, you know, the next evolution beyond that, you know, because now your enemies could kind of swoop down and get you. I think on the surface, this game doesn't appear to be much, but it is really a well-crafted game. You know, the patterns are, you know, they're within reason, and the reaction time that is required to get through it are within reason too, but still very, very challenging at the same time. So definitely give credit to the design of this game, even though on the surface it's like just this old, annoying sounding game. There's a lot to it. And like I said, I'm not an expert at playing this. I mean, I only got through half the stages during the heyday of its release, and then I think by that time the store owner had swapped out machines, and I didn't get a chance to play this again. But I don't remember what what game replaced it. Maybe Rostan, possibly. Oh, son of a bitch! It was so long ago. It's funny, that little store really dictated a lot of what I liked from video games. You know, whatever arcade game they decided to lease, that was the game that I was interested in. And then later on, when I got a bike, I could bike to the mall, which had an arcade inside the mall, and I'd play games there. Oh god. And that was like heaven, because it wasn't just one game, you know. You know, there were like, you know, 20 games to choose from. Sometimes more, depending on the season. You know, there were more games in the summer than there were in the off season. Oh, son of a bitch! God damn it! Those games. I'm not even like halfway through, and those like games are like getting like, really hard now. I said, I think it's really clever. I mean, the patterns do basically fly to where a person would commonly go on the screen, so it's set up pretty well. So you really have to try to avoid the pitfalls of the safe spots that you're used to having in the game. You know, just constantly move. You know, lest the game, you know, throw another enemy in the place that you normally felt safe in the previous levels. Well, that's tough. I don't know, I'm trying not to use the rewind. It's so tempting to use it. And like I said, there hasn't been a game so far which I haven't used it on. I'm hoping this is the one where I can actually get through it without using it. I don't know. Well, I mean, you guys saw me play like Ghosts and Goblins. I mean, I really don't think I could have gotten through that game without the rewind feature. Mainly because the last level, the two boss patterns are, you know, very, very unpredictable. You know, if it was a game of straight memorization, I think probably I could have done it. But you know, the bosses adapt to, you know, your position and what you're doing, so it just made it really, really. Oh god, I'm just such a sucker for that third shot. It just made it really difficult to play consistently. What? Oh, really? I didn't even see the bullet. I didn't curl my hand underneath the controller again. Damn it. It really throws me off. The twitchy left trigger finger. Good thing that's not my firing hand. Ugh, 76%. It's only gonna get worse and worse as time goes. Oh, I reached the top of the screen, damn it. I think this is also one of the games which I would point to developers who want to develop a top-down shooter, especially like a lot of the cheaper productions we've seen on the eShop, where it's just like the scroll, you know, the game scrolls at a certain speed, and all the enemies are just basically plopped onto the you know, plopped onto the backgrounds, and they scroll at the same speed as the background. The bullets travel at the same speed. I mean, this is one of those games where you can see. You know, they have some of that. They have some of the enemies traveling at the same speed as the scrolling background, but then they also have enemies that don't, and they form loops and spins, and you know, they shoot you know, unpredictable but difficult patterns. So a game doesn't necessarily need to be a super complex game to be a good shmup. You know, it can be something like this. Just as long as you put a bit of effort into the flight patterns and the bullet patterns. Well, you know, I mean, a lot of modern shmups that you know, the developers just don't put any effort into it. So they tend to be like games where the developers, like, you know, maybe like the first or second game they've ever made, and finished all the way through. So the level of care just isn't there. You know. So you gotta respect the genre in order to make a game in it. And it's just making something that compiles nice, and you know, it doesn't have any real soul or passion into it. Then, you know, of course, it's not going to do well. And you know, naturally, I'm going to criticize you for it. Even though you did get my money, you know, because I bought it, because I'm always interested in a new shmup. Although on occasion I do miss them, because, you know, keeping track of all these. Oh gosh, I forgot there was a big boss. Keeping track of all these releases across 4 platforms is it's difficult. There are games that I miss, so I try to go back and find things that I had missed at the time, or somebody told me that something came out and I hadn't even realized it. Oh god, son of a bitch! Oh right, yeah, great. All the ships are gone. Actually, it was like that with the with the Blizzard arcade collection. I didn't even realize it was out, and Blizzard hadn't made any announcements. They had just shadow released it on the eShop, and specifically the eShop came first, which was a little unusual. But thankfully, the PlayStation Store and the Xbox Store did eventually get it, just a couple of days later. Yeah, that's why sometimes you also see some odd releases here and there that weren't day and date. So it's really just because I didn't realize that the game got released. Son of a bitch. This is one where you really do have to try to use your loop-to-loop. I mean, I largely find the loop-to-loop kind of useless. Because your opening animation and your closing animation, you're vulnerable. So it's really only during the loop animation that that you can avoid fire, and to me that's not that useful. What the hell? Oh my god. Yeah, and your satellites don't loop with you. You lose those no matter what. Look at this flashing. It's flashing me. How very inappropriate. It does kind of suck that your satellite runs away when it sees the boss ship. It's like, I'm out of here. You're on your own, buddy. Like, really? Come on. Look at all we've been through. Abandon me at my hour of need. Yeah, now he comes back. Oh, is the guy gone? Can I come back now? Yeah, you come back, you damn coward. Yeah, I remember it was such a trip to see that this game had bosses. You know, I mean, it's not the kind of game that you think would have bosses. You know, because you spend so much of the game just shooting regular enemies without like a super powerful one appearing. But again, it was cool that they added that in. Kind of uncool they made your satellite run away, but whatever. I guess it's not exactly like a difficult boss or anything. But you know, by the time you reach it, you're down to like your last quarter usually. You've been sweating away in front of the machine, you know, for, 15 minutes. By that time, maybe a crowd has gathered around you to take a look, and you're just like, better not screw this up. Not cool. Yeah, see, at first you were thinking, oh, well, audap, you're exaggerating about how annoying that song is. That's not that bad. Yeah, now that we've been playing it a while, do you still think that way? Especially given the fact that it's the exact same song with just like a 3-second loop. I mean, it is not like a complex melody. Not like we're playing Mega Man, where it's actually like a legitimately good song. It's just something that's like slightly catchy, but also at the same time incredibly annoying. Oh, damn it. Oh. What? Look at that. Oh man, this is a game about not living long. After a while. Past stage 6, I mean, everything is like incredibly challenging. I think one of the only saving graces about the game is that you could go all the way through. In fact, most of the time you'll go all the way through with the pea shooter in this game, and it's still a perfectly viable weapon with the way the enemies are set up. Whereas later shooters, you know, they're like really designed for you to be like fully powered up, you know, with full complement of weapons. And this is not one of those games. You know, you can still get by with just the default pea shooter. Although certainly things are much better when you get like the stronger Vulcan. As you can see, you know, you hardly ever keep it. As soon as you get it, you know, there's always something after you that will take it away from you. And the power-ups don't appear that often. Oh, son of a bitch. I guess I could have used my loop-de-loop, but like I said, I just don't use it that much. Honestly, I forget I even have it most of the time. Oh, I just hit the button too, damn it. No, this game. Yeah, in a lot of ways, I mean the loop it leaves you really vulnerable for a while. Ah, I did it too soon. Damn it. Ah! Loop right into bullets. Oh, son of a bitch! Oh. Ugh, okay. I guess I should at least consider saving. We've been playing for a while. No, son of a bitch. Thought I could make it. You know, my bullet limit definitely hurts me. God. Oh, those slow-moving ones are actually a lot of trouble. I thought I hit the loop button. Apparently not. Ah, damn it. Ugh. Swear to God. No, 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 no. Mm-hmm. Oh, God. Oh, how do you get the other games? Oh, well, yeah, I mean, you have to go to the eShop and buy the other games. There's no way to earn them through any of the trophies or anything. So yeah. If you want other games other than 1943 and the Ghouls and Ghosts that comes with it, yeah, you have to head to the eShop, search for Capcom Arcade Stadium, and then you can buy, the packs of games for $15. It's like 10 games for $15. or you can buy individual games. I think for... Oh, I didn't look at the price of the individual games now that I think about it. I'm gonna guess it's under $5. But yeah, you have to buy them. There's no other way to get them. Not that I know of. I mean... I just ended up buying the one with all 3 packs for 40 bucks. If you've been buying games diligently on the eShop, then you might even have some eShop credit. I mean, that might help things a little bit. Oh god, I know, like 40 bucks seems like a lot, and you know, in this economy, you know, it really is a lot. But yeah, you know, these games aren't going anywhere. I think the collection will exist for a while. So if you can only afford to buy one game, then you know, I don't think this is one of those games which Capcom will delist anytime soon. I would imagine that we'll be able to get this for as long as the system's around. It's a little frustrating, especially if you're on a budget, and you want to play some more games. I mean, the good thing is that they are at least lower price games, but they are not free. And if you've bought games on the eShop, let's say you did go and you bought some games, you saw that the game got updated, and you're not noticing that the games are appearing on your system, then you'll need to restart the game. So once you buy something, restart the game, and when you start the game again, you should see that the games that you bought are added to your collection. I think that's the thing that trips people up, is that they go. And I should also say this, that you have to buy games through the eShop, not through the internal menu that they have here. I think it's a bug, and you know, maybe they'll fix it. But yeah, when you want to buy games, you know, go to the regular eShop and search for this game. As far as I know, when you go into the in-game menu to look at oh god, when you go to the in-game menu to look for your games, they are not going to appear. All it does is show you the games that you have, but you know, no way of buying games. So that's my tip. Use the eShop to buy games. Restart the game after you bought them, and that's how you get more. Yeah, I don't know why they even have the interface in the in the game, you know, the shop interface, because you can't buy anything. It just shows you what you have, as opposed to being able to actually purchase something. Again, I feel that's a bug. I think they probably meant for the interface to link up directly to the eShop so you could buy games, but it just doesn't do that right now. And as far as I know, there hasn't been an update so far. We'll see if that's something that they care about, or if they, you know, are just going to add more games without any more effort into it. Kind of hard to say with Capcom. Sometimes they'll put like 100% effort into something, and other times it'll just be, you know, minimal effort. You know, I think there was a decent amount of effort into these games. Although it does appear that they haven't created like individual emulation for the collection of games here. It seems like they have used the ARIA engine to do some general CPS 1 and 2 emulation, and then just got the games to run. I mean, I'm sure there's a little bit of tweaking here and there. But it's not like the Arcade Archives game where the emulation is specifically for that one game. Nope. Ah. Oh, God. Here's one of the most disappointing things is watching somebody play this and getting to the last stage, you know, hoping to see an ending. It's like, no, you get some text, and then you start the loops over again. After having, you know, fought your way through this game and all of its difficulty, it's like, yeah, hey, good job. Well, why don't you play some more? But, you know, that was like most games in this era. You know, they didn't have like a 20-minute ending like a Final Fantasy game. A lot of times it was just text. You know, congratulations. Oh, son of a bitch. I just want to live. To live. Yeah, I think this game's unique too in that your ship really does need to be all over the screen. It doesn't just sit like towards the bottom. You do have to kind of move it around a little bit more than you would a typical shmup. So sometimes you'll be, you know, kind of towards the center of the screen, or sometimes you'll... Oh, son of a... Where's that shit? And, you know, you'll mostly stay in the bottom of the screen, but sometimes you'll have to move up in order to avoid the danger. Oh, God. Ah, see? God, that's why I hate the loop-de-loop. That's why I don't like to rely on it, because the ending 3 frames, you're vulnerable, but you can't shoot. So it's like, it can save you sometimes, but it's not really a great thing to rely on. You would think that you would be, you know, invulnerable for the entire animation, but no, that's not the case. Ding! Yeah, I think you know, I've heard a couple folks saying that they don't see their games show up, and it is the only advice I'm giving you is the same advice that they give you in that, you know, the wall of text that they present to you when you first play the game, and, you know, the wall of text that, you know, every time you click on a new option in the game. So that's where I'm getting my information, is that the game does tell you to do all this stuff. But, you know, it is a wall of text, so if you click past it, you know, you wouldn't be the first one to do it. The information is also available on the website, although finding it from the Arcade Stadium website is a super pain. I don't know why official company websites always suck. Whenever you actually want to find real information, you know, it's always, you know, it's very rarely from the company website. Mainly because company websites are just vehicles for advertising. They're not there to really give you information. At least not in a digestible way. Oh, God, really? Yeah, this is one of these games where staying at the bottom and in the center is actually super dangerous. Because they do defy your expectations on where the enemies are traditionally located. Oh, God. See, God, I hate that. I hate the loop-de-loop. It's so crappy. But you need it. I mean, sometimes you need it. Like a bad relationship. Or a good one, I suppose. So people's interpretation of good is subject to the individual user. What? I just... Oh, God. Yeah. I knew I was gonna get hit. Stuff get on screen before I use that. No, oh, damn it. No, I couldn't even move. I couldn't even move. The bullet was just right next to me. Ah. Like how majority of your deaths are like less than 1 minute into the level. What? Oh. Okay. I don't know what happened there. I like how they try to screw you right when you reach the end, too. It's like, the game does not let up on you. Ugh. Boy, getting through all these levels really does take quite a while. Ugh. I don't know how I could have gotten away from that. What? Oh, God. You've been hearing the song in your nightmares left tonight. Uh-oh, well, I might live more than just a minute. Maybe not much more than a minute, but you know, lasting a minute. Yeah, oh, that's just a habit of mine. Whoa, okay. Oh, God. Ooh, actually had a frame drop in there. Yeah, boy. This has been one of those games that hasn't had a whole lot of frame drops, but definitely saw something there. I like how the music just cuts off. Oh, you guys suck. What? Are you serious? Really? I know, I got all intense there for a minute. I'm trying to live. It's very difficult at this stage in the game. We're on the last third. I mean, how long have I been playing? Oh god, almost an hour now. Would have kicked me out of the arcade by now. Get out of here, kid. Play another game. But I'm winning! You're losing your ass here soon if you don't get out. But, oh, come on. Oh, I was actually doing pretty good there for a minute. Yeah, no, I really do hope they fix the frame skipping. There really isn't any good reason why this hardware can't handle this. And you know, I don't know if the RE engine is like really inefficient on this system. You know, it was really built for like, you know, Monster Hunter and Resident Evil. Well, I guess it was built for Resident Evil, but Monster Hunter kind of adapted it. So, you know, I think it's the only RE engine game on the system currently. Because like the previous Resident Evil games were running off their much older engine. I mean, I'm used to like emulation having bad frame skipping from the old PC days, so I don't necessarily think that this is like terrible. It is certainly much worse, and if you've ever done like a lot of homebrew emulation, you know, with one of the previous systems, like if you've done stuff emulation with your you know, your 3DS or your PSP or your Vita, this is certainly better than a lot of those emulations, but not perfect. No, yeah, definitely not. I want them to fix this, and I think they can probably fix it for most of the games. I think probably not all of them. Like I don't expect them to fix Pro Gear all the way. That's a pretty intensive game, and even for emulation, it can be difficult. I just don't know how much Capcom cares about this. I mean, if they sell a lot, then I'm sure they'll put more money into patching it. And it may be that maybe if you're wanting a perfect emulation, maybe you'll have to get it on one of the higher end systems. Of course, I don't know that for sure. Maybe the higher end systems will also have frame skipping issues. I'll have to wait for release there, and I think what I'll end up doing is I'll get this on Xbox when it becomes available, and then we can see if that system or the Xbox Series X, and we'll see if that system alleviates the problem or not. But yeah, I mean, regardless, I do feel that that most of the games, you know, you know, with a little bit of work, could be done without any frame skipping at all. I mean, I think the alternative would have been, you know, in the initial release to draw every frame, but then that would have resulted in slowdown. So, you know, do you want the frame skipping or do you want the slowdown? Personally, I like the slowdown. I would rather have every frame drawn. But I know there are people that would prefer, you know, the frames just be consistent. And dropping frames is the better alternative for some folks. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I'm just happy to play these games on you know, in an official capacity, without having to go through a lot of hoops to, you know, jailbreak my system, and only be able to play on my jailbreak system. I mean, that's not a great solution either. I mean, right now you can get emulators for your Xbox Series S or X, but you have to play in developer mode, which means you don't get your Xbox Live, and you know, if you want to play your regular games, you have to get out of developer mode, and that's, while not a huge pain, it is still a pain. And, you know, I'd rather have something that's in official emulation, because I'm like super lazy. I mean, if you really want to go crazy with your emulation, you know, you have your PC potentially the newest iPhone and the newest Galaxy. They have some pretty good emulators there if you want to sideload your applications. Again, you're kind of restricted based on your hardware, how well it's going to run. If you really want to go out, you can always get like a Mr. FPGA. You can go about it that way too. Oh, Jesus. But again, now you're expending like a whole lot of effort. And I think once is all said and done, if you want to do the Mr. route, I mean, that ends up being like $400. You can get 100% emulation, but you put that work in yourself. I don't know. I mean, I'm okay with what's here. I do wish it was better. Especially on an old, I mean, like the CPS1 games, I never expected any frame skipping from a CPS1 game. You know, CPS2, yeah, I can see that being a problem if your emulator is not like terribly efficient. CPS3 definitely. I mean, I don't expect CPS3 games to run without some major effort. That's where I would expect to have like a single emulator for each game. As opposed to this general emulator that they're using here, which is, you know, kind of you know, they just adapt to it a little bit. You know, unfortunately, it's not the Arcade Archive folks doing these games. You know, it's Capcom's own in-house emulation. You know, we get much more consistent results from the Arcade Archives. You know, because M2's, you know, very, very dedicated to getting hardware emulation right, or software emulation right. But at the same time, you know, it's $8 a game, so you definitely pay for that effort. And, you know, in my opinion, these games are hard to come by. Like, if you wanted to get the PCBs, if you wanted to get the arcade boards and be, you know, super authentic, you know, there's only so many of those boards working now. You're spending at least $130 plus some shipping and tax in order to get this game. That's just the one CPS game, right? And that's just the motherboard. You know, you don't have your casing. You know, you don't have your joysticks and your buttons. Hopefully you already have all that set up already. So that's if you actually want the hardware. And then if you want, again, if you want to do the FPGA route, you know, you're still spending a ton of money all at once. And you're potentially getting, you know, accurate emulation for a bunch of games. But, you know, you've already wasted, you know, potentially, you know, entire weekends getting the thing to work the way you want it to work. You know, you've got your PC emulation, which is solid for CPS1. You know, that's not really that big of a deal. But of course, if you've been playing on your PC for emulation, you know, with MAME or whatever you want, then you're probably not getting this game. You know, quite frankly, right? You've already played these games, you already have them. You know, you're happy with the way they're emulated. Really, you're only getting this game if, number one, you're not really that deep into the emulation scene, and number two, you want to have these games portable to you with the platform, right? And you haven't purchased like an old Shield. So if you think about that audience, then probably the audience that is okay with all of that may not even notice the frame skipping. I do talk to people that don't even know what I'm talking about when I say frame skipping, or don't think that it ever happens. You know, it's just not something that they perceive. You know, I wish I was one of those people. I wish I didn't perceive frames being skipped and screen tearing, but unfortunately I do. And you know, those are the things that bother me. Oh, what the hell is this? Those are the things that actually bother me the most. Screen tearing is like the #1 thing that bothers me. And I can say, thankfully, that the screen does not tear. I don't think I've run into it so far in the collection, except where the native hardware also had screen tearing. I forget which game it was that's on the collection that the arcade game itself tore frames. And I think there's only one game. I think there's only one game that does that here. What the hell? Why does this seem so impossible? Damn. Probably because I'm yapping. It is like so much harder to play a game and talk and form some coherent sentences. It really is. I've seen somebody like in the comments, you know, show me a study about how the brain works and how it's possible to talk and do things, but I'm just like, yeah, well, try it. You know, try to, you know, pat your head and rub your belly and talk about something, you know, not 100% complex, but something more than just casual conversation. You know, and type a letter, because that's really what this is. You know, if you've ever had somebody accuse you of being distant while you type a text message, then just imagine that like happening like every millisecond. And that's how hard it is to talk and to play a game. It really is difficult, especially in a game that's like this, where I mean, the expectation is that you're really focused on the game, because the flight patterns get actually pretty complex. And while there's a fair number of generous safe zones in the game, you have to make sure that you're there. A lot of times I'll just get caught into what I think is normally a safe zone in this game, and the game will punish me by sending planes there or bullets there. You know, knowing that most people will be there at that time when they're playing. Again, you know, very, very clever design for being such a simple game. I think the weirdest thing about the frame skipping is it doesn't happen exactly when you think it would. Sometimes it just happens in the middle of the game, with, you know, nothing too terribly complex going on. Oh, well, we'll see. I'll get it on Xbox or, well... Normally I say PlayStation 4, generally I tend to get my games on, or PlayStation 5. But I'm, like, out of hard drive space on that system. And, you know, Sony has offered, like, no alternative storage method. You just have to, like, delete games and play them that way. At least Microsoft gives you the option to buy the memory card. You know, even though it's $200. And it only doubles your storage, so you're still going to kind of run into a point where you won't have any space anymore. But quite frankly, there's less games on that system I want to play, so I naturally have more storage on there. Even though generally the crowd that plays Xbox games don't care about old games. Usually, if like with the Arcade Archive games, I mean, that's the only reason why you don't see all of the Arcade Archive games on that system. You know, the only ones that you can get on that system are the Neo Geo games. Really, because the sales were poor. You know, in that ecosystem, those folks are mainly playing a lot of the multiplayer games, and they just have no interest in playing older games. So consequently, the games do significantly worse as far as sales go on that system. Whereas that's not true with the PlayStation ecosystem, and certainly the Nintendo one. Nintendo's kind of gotten us in the habit of buying old games over and over again. Ah, son of a bitch! God. I know, I'm not ready to use the rewind button, unlike the other games in this collection, where I was pretty much ready, like, right from the start. I just feel that this one can be done without relying too much on the rewind. I really do. Like, of all the games in this collection, like, this and Vulgus are the ones where I think a normal gamer can play through it. On a single credit. You know, it would take time, but I think an average gamer could probably do it without having to be like the top tier shmup player. So are the other games in the collection? I mean, Commando probably not. Yeah, Ghosts and Goblins definitely not. Ah, son of a bitch! God damn it! Cannot keep those planes for more than a couple seconds. Ugh. It is like super mean to give you these enemies that come up behind you right after you get your planes. And your planes don't loop the loop with you, so they just end up, getting damaged. Ugh. No, damn it. so hard to find the safe spot. Oh, well, I mean, that's my take on it as far as like the, you know, the pluses and the minuses of having this collection. It is nice to play these arcade games, you know. For the longest time, you know, the only re-releases we ever got were from the console. You know, Nintendo was more than happy to release the like console versions of their games, but never like arcade versions. It's only recently that they finally let that through. You know, for those of us that were fans of, you know, arcade games. And, you know, quite frankly, the hardware is finally, you know, robust enough where it's much easier to develop these emulations. Whereas if you're, you know, wanting to develop an emulation on the 3DS, well, you know, that would have been hard. Or the PS3, yeah, remember all those collection packs on the PS3? Those ran terrible. They were a little bit better on the 360, but not by much. The 360 was like the king of tearing. So you give a game to run faster, but you know, it was almost always at the expense of the screen tearing. That system drove me nuts. Yeah, I tend to be a little bit more forgiving on this Switch hardware because, you know, the real benefit of the hardware is portable mode. Although obviously, you know, we're not going anywhere near as many places as we used to, but having the option there is nice. You know, in case you get stuck going to Aunt Martha's for, you know, a 12-hour visit. Yeah, and the only board game she has is like Clue from like 1970. You know, or like an old like 1980 version of Trivial Pursuit. It's like, yeah, I don't want to play that. And it requires other people who also don't want to play that. Yeah, I mean, what a surprise the Switch has been, right? I mean, Animal Crossing kind of shot the Switch all the way to the top, but even before then, it was doing incredibly well. I mean, you can ask people now, financial advisors and stock investors, whether or not it's a good idea to have a system that can be portable, and I think most people will say that, you know, portable gaming is dead. You know, because phones have taken over the market, but you know, the Switch has kind of proven that portable gaming is not dead. Not only is it not dead, it's thriving pretty well. You know, again, before the virus really hit hard, you know, I was playing Monster Hunter locally, you know, with my friends at work. You know, it's just that experience that you wouldn't have had to have, you know. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to install a game on your work computer and play on the work network? I mean, that's about the stupidest thing to do. Might as well just make your resume on the spot. But, you know, if everybody brings their system and you just play Diablo 3 or Monster Hunter locally, play that for lunch for 45 minutes, I mean, that's a great experience. You can't get anywhere else. I mean, it is the only other sore spot in this game is not having online play, or even having local co-op. You know, just between like two systems. Again, that is a thing which I would expect them to implement later on in some patching. Oh shit! But who knows? I'm telling you, folks, you know, it could be worse. It could be like Konami releasing their collections. I mean, have they even patched those collections? They brought up the you know, the Contra collection and you know, the arcade classics, and that's it. I haven't heard a peep from them outside of that. Here, at least with the Arcade Stadium, they are planning to release more games and packs. And I think this is going to be a profitable venture for them. I mean, they did release this on the PlayStation 3. I think with kind of mixed results. I mean, the emulation wasn't so hot. But the games that they did release on there were okay. And I want to say it was also on the Vita too. I just never owned a Vita. Or, well, no, I guess that's not true. I did own a Vita, but like I played it for like the first month, and then it kind of sat on the shelf after that. Like I played like Wipeout Pure, or was it 2047 or something like that? I played one of the Wipeout games. You know, really loved it, and then you know, nothing else came out that I wanted to play. I wasn't into visual novels at the time. Otherwise, that would have been something that I would have liked. And all the RPGs, which people were going crazy for, I thought were not good. With a couple exceptions. I mean, Demon Gaze, God, I remember when everybody was going crazy over Demon Gaze on the Vita, and it's just like, this game is not good, guys. Why are you playing this garbage? Or Velocity 2X. I was like, yeah, this game is not great. I mean, I know you got like a limited number of games on there, but I mean, this game is better than Velocity 2X. And no disrespect to those developers, but yeah, you know, this is not a game that I would like say is on my top tier of shooters. Not terrible, but it's definitely a B-level game. You know, not a B-level as far as like the art and music, but a B-level as far as like the fun that you're having. I'm sure somebody's going to give me grief about that opinion, but it is my opinion. Sorry, Velocity 2X lovers. I'm never gonna see the loop of this. Yeah, it seems like it's so difficult. Yeah, give me a second. Throw another log on the fire. Okay, can we get to the end? Oh god, the last 11 stages. Oh, you know, Persona 5 came out today, didn't it? Or, yesterday. I totally forgot about that. I mean, technically it came out 6 days ago if you bought the Deluxe Edition. You can play it 4 days earlier, but... I don't know, you guys want me to play that game too? Man, I got a stack of games already. I think most of the people who are interested in Persona 5 Strikers are probably actually playing it. Probably don't care if I play it, right? You're not gonna make me play it, are you? Oh boy, last 10 stages before we hit the first loop. I know. Why is the riverbed pink? Unless that's blood. And that's awful depressing. No! Oh, damn it! Oh. That does look pink to everybody else, right? I'm not just like... not wrong about the pinkness of it. Ah. Ah. That's the worst way. It's the worst way to die in the game. Have both the satellites and then just die right down the center. Ugh. No. Damn it. Nope, 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 nope. No! No! Oh. Well, again? Damn it. Come on. Oh, what didn't even hit me? Oh gosh. I didn't even know. I don't even know. Wasn't paying attention. No! Ugh. Oh, come on. Oh. Oh, those slow-moving planes are trouble. Close one. Uh-oh. Oh boy. What? Ah. Ooh, boy, I started me quite a ways back, too. That doesn't help. Saipan! 9 stages. Oh boy, getting down there. No. Oh. Ooh, so dramatic. Okay. No, oh, really? Oh, God damn it. I didn't think they were going to come from the side like that. Whoop, ooh, okay. Alright. Stay away from the side. Stay away from the middle of the screen. Where the hell is it to go? Over here? Up top, I guess? No, can't go there. Ew, that's just mean, man. Ugh. Terrible percentage. Iwo Jima. No. Yeah. Yeah. No! Damn it. I know, I was looking at the scenery and I was like, oh, this is different. And then I'm dead. Great. Loop-to-loop into a bullet. That is very much my life in 2021. And most of 2020. It's like, whoo, got out of that, and then, now I'm in more trouble. Let's save real fast. Ba-ding! Okay. Seriously, I had no idea this was going to take me this long. I thought we'd be able to do this within 45 minutes. Oh, no, yeah. I mean, I've never seen these stages. Like I said, I think the closest I got was stage 12. And I can't say I like memorized everything even up until then. So this is especially new to me. Ugh. How to use all my loop-the-loops. Craziness. Oh, God. Bastard enemies that come up behind you. Ugh. Oh, come on. Ugh. Shit. No. Damn it. What the heck? Oh, God. Not sure what I'm supposed to do about that. Huh. Where's the safe spot? There really isn't one. Ugh. Thought it froze there for a minute. Oh god, I hate that pattern. It's so hard to figure out where to go at the last second there. Can I not sneak by that? Really? God, same problem. Shit. God. No. God damn it. It's so tricky. Yeah, you really gotta get rid of it as soon as possible, because all the minion ships are still flying after you. Damn it. Oh, God. Boy, I didn't know you actually flew over the city. No, no, no. Damn it. Nah. Damn twitchy finger. Keeps hitting that button. Oh, does it not let you continue after that? Wow, that is some bullshit. Okay, I guess after stage 5 we will be using the rewind function then. Man, I managed to get all the way through here without having to resort to it. If it doesn't let you continue on the last 5 stages, that would suck. Going on stage 7? Okay. I guess it's not too far back. Bastard. Just kept circling around me. Oh, I was supposed to wait on that, damn it. God, wish I would have had some foresight to save on level 5. Yep. Ugh. Let's at least get back to where we were. No. No. What the? Come on. no. Yeah, oh boy, what am I going to do about that? Ding. Okay. Oh, that sucks. It's like, continue! Stage 32. What? Oh, stage 5! See, those aren't too bad, because as soon as they reach your level, they just flip up and run away, and then they get to the top of the screen, and then they flip back down. Those are like super predictable. It's everything else that's trouble. That what? Oh, yeah. Boy, those slow-moving planes suck. Especially that one. What were my options? Seriously? Yeah. Oh, jeez. One stray bullet. You can tell I've lost my patience for the game. Now it's just like, I'm just gonna rewind this shit. I mean, we've been at it for a while. No, really? Oh, seriously? out of there. No. It's such a bad habit. Slowly seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Oh, so slowly. Whoa, really? The hell got me? Oh, the bullets are like so hard to see with the city in the back there. Oh, God. Oh, such a limited window where I can be safe. I can't believe how long it's taking to get through this. God. Oh, I see it now. Wow, that one tiny little bullet. So much stuff can get you. Look at all this crap here. Ugh. Oh, okay, yeah, sure. Come from that direction. Fight one last stage. Wonderful. Oh, okay. Oh boy. Finally. Reaching the end. Oh, it's being a little easier than normal. It was certainly harder in the last level. Are you gonna make me fight another giant bomber? Wow, really? Yeah, they made the last level, like, significantly easier than the previous one. Percentage suck. Today's top, more than yours. We give up. Special bonus. Oh, geez. Game over. Oh, really? I thought it actually just started the loop over again. Oh, maybe that was at the home console version. P.S. Hope our next game. Well, yes, I hope your next game is finished, unlike your sentences. But that's okay, Capcom. We still love you. I mean, besides this, outside of the frame skipping, we still love you. Oh, it really does end your game. That's hilarious. And then it just starts you over at the beginning. Wow. Okay. Wow. There we go. This is audap. You've been watching 1942 from the Capcom Arcade Stadium on Nintendo Switch. Oh boy, what a game! That took a long time. Certainly would have taken a little bit longer if I didn't use that rewind function in those last couple stages. and then not being able to continue on the last 5 stages, that sucks, especially after getting all that way. Yeah, I mean, this is a classic game. Always has been, and I think while it's not the top game on the collection. I mean, there are certainly better games, certainly better shooter games on the collection. I think it was very influential to other games for the vertically scrolling genre. It's a tough game, um, and I'm not sure how rewarding that last screen is. It is kind of funny that they gave up um, as far as presenting you with more levels, and it is awful strange that they gave you such a like an easy or an easier last level. But at the same time, it's sort of relieving to know that you didn't have to like sweat bullets for the very last stage. Um, yeah, overall, I think it's still worth playing. Maybe not all the way through every single stage, but certainly worth checking out him if you decide to purchase one of the packs or the game individually. Um, and you know, it's a little bit different experience than it was on the original Nintendo. Um, I mean, personally, I do like this version better, but there are a lot of bonuses for playing the original Nintendo one. You know, number one being the difficulty is cranked down quite a bit, and I want to say that there's some more stages in that one. I don't know. I'll have to go back and check my cartridge, but yeah, check it out if you'd like. What's our next game? I think our next game is Higemaru. So we'll do that tomorrow, which I've never played outside of in this collection. So that'll be fun. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.